All right, it is 6 o'clock. I'd like to open the Halifax Board of Selectmen meeting for Tuesday, July 8th. We are here in the Great Hall, and if you guys will follow me, we're going to start the meeting with a Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you guys for coming. Not too imposing of an agenda tonight, but we're going to take a slight pause in the agenda this evening. Tonight is Cody Haddad, our town administrator's last meeting and last day here at Halifax. I would like to personally take a second to thank Cody for all he has done for this town. He truly was a special leader here. He guided us through some very turbulent waters, has put us on a great course. He is a shining star. And I knew as soon as folks had meetings with Cody and dealings with Cody, their reaction was always the same. Good luck holding on to that guy. He is going places. And he is, and he will. And whatever challenge he decides to take on, which is the great thing about Cody, is he loves a challenge, he will be successful at. So our loss is definitely Dartmouth's gain. You will continue to do great things. Thank you. And we will miss you here in Halifax. But again, thank you for 2 years at a crucial time. 2.5. 2.5. Not a full contract, but 2.5 years of really helping us through some turbulent times and coming out good on the other side. Thank you. So I want to thank you. Pleasure. Anybody else on the board have any words? Just in the same vein. You know, I said this before when we announced Cody's that was moving on. I'll be thankful to say that I knew him when. I was supposed to be a voice of opposition here, and Cody was supposed to be some big bad guy in the corner office, and he was not that. He was supportive. I always felt prepared, overly prepared. Any question I had was answered quickly, thoroughly, and I just can't thank him enough. I think that we'll miss him. Hopefully we replace him easily with other strengths and different avenues of vision, but I think we'll miss him. His contribution has been sustained and thorough, and I'll miss him personally, and I'd like to thank him for his contribution to the town of Halifax. Thank you. Bill, you got anything?
I'm going to miss him too.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it. And we are going to, if it's okay with you guys, we're going to take a 5-minute recess. We do have some cupcakes and some goodies over here. So a quick 5-minute recess. We'll return at 6:10 for the meeting, okay? 6:10. 5-minute recess. All right. Enough shenanigans. It is 6:10. I'm going to reopen the Halifax Board of Selectmen meeting for Tuesday, July 8th. I am going to skip around a little bit if the board is okay with that. I think we should either do our update with Kathy Stanley. Yeah, we'll do that one first. So we'll go to A, and then I think we should, after that, maybe jump down to J for the possible appointments to the Town Administrative Search Committee, just so folks can get out of here if they have other plans, okay? So Kathy, if you don't mind, come on up and just introduce yourself to the board.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Stanley. I'm the energy manager for the town of Halifax. I have been working with you folks since January 23rd, 2024. And I'm really excited to be back here to tell you a little bit about what we've done since that time, and maybe some ideas about what we need to be doing moving forward. I know we're not going to be able to work with Cody, but we'll be working anyway. So I look forward to working with your new interim town manager, your new town manager, and help you further your journey on the progress that we've made so far. So I have made some notes. I want to cover a few topics here, just on items in no particular order that Cody and I have been working on together. With regard to our energy supply contracts, we have negotiated 2 electric supply contracts. We have 2 in place. Most of our accounts are on a 3-year contract starting in 4/24 at 10.935 cents, which is a pretty good number right now. And that goes for 3 years, yes, from then. And we have a few buildings on a separate contract. I'm not really sure what happened. I guess those few buildings never were included on the initial contract. So we negotiated a contract for them at like 33 months so that everything will catch up when these contracts all expire and we can all get them together. And that, because it was a few months later, 6 of 24 instead of 4, was at 12.19 cents. So that's how fast the markets can move. Natural gas, we, weirdly, I guess our accounts had ended up with the regional school systems account somehow. I'm not really sure how that happened, but when Cody and I realized that, we decided to take those accounts and send them off to our supplier and have them price them. And the numbers came back appallingly high, like $4 to $5 higher than our existing contract per MMBTU. It's not unusual sometimes for contracts for natural gas to include capacity, and it gets a little technical, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but capacity is a line item in our supply contract, and sometimes if we send those accounts back to the utility for 6 months, they can be served under different capacity contracts that then if we bring them back, they can bring components of that back. So Cody and I definitely felt that it was in the best interest of the town for us to send all of those natural gas accounts back to the utility. It was going to save a lot of money, be substantially less expensive, at least in the short term. And then when your new leaders comes in, we'll talk then about what the timing should be for us to renegotiate another natural gas supply contract. So that's what's going on with natural gas. I want to talk a little bit about net metering. Net metering is an interesting topic here in Massachusetts, and there's a lot going on with it. Net metering is a contractual issue where, going back quite a bit, maybe 10 years or more, when they first started to build solar in this part of Massachusetts, they would build large ground-mounted arrays, and they would look for municipal partners who were willing to contract with the developer of that solar array to take the electricity from the solar array, and they would offer a 10% discount to the municipal partner that was willing to do that. Frequently, we had a lot of overzealous solar contractors running around selling electricity to our municipal leadership who might not have been well advised, or maybe not advised at all by anybody who really understood the energy markets. So what happened was frequently our municipal leaders in some of our towns oversubscribed to some of these net metering agreements and purchased too many of these contracts for their town to use. So the way these contracts work, the solar company makes the electricity, but it's all basically balanced out through the utility, and the utility issues credits based on the amount of solar electricity the municipality is buying to each individual bill. So it wouldn't be unusual if you're oversubscribed to have a bill, for example, that might be $2,000 a month that's getting credits of $5,000. So as those credits build up, you have no place to put those. So we were approached by, initially, the city of Brockton, that if we could take their excess credits, they would give us a 20% discount on our electric bill. So fast forward to this week. I was talking to the consultant who works with the city of Brockton. They've made a decision change about whether they want to make these credits available. And I can talk more about why they did that, but it was a business decision that was in their best interest. However, Abington has these excess credits as well. So we will be able to negotiate this 20% discount with the town of Abington, and we will be able to take their excess credits. The nice thing about this type of net metering agreement is we're not going into a contract with a solar developer. We're just executing a very basic MOU with another town, which is easy to do in Massachusetts. There's no procurement law. There's no problem with doing that. It's very simple and clean. So that is our plan, to execute a net metering agreement with the town of Abington to take enough of their credits so that we zero out our electricity bill, and that we will have to pay Abington for those credits, but it'll be at a 20% discount.
Can I ask a question, Kat?
Yes.
Is that okay? Is it the same amount as the original Brockton deal we had, as far as how
Yes.
much we're buying and how much we're
It'll
getting?
probably be more. It'll
Okay.
end up being more because the Brockton deal wasn't brokered until, December, maybe January.
Yeah.
So we were halfway through the fiscal year. So we had already spent half of our budget.
Okay.
So we can only buy what we had left in our budget.
Gotcha.
If we are able to, Kathy can work with Bob, the interim town administrator, to get this deal brokered in the next, month or so, we can buy enough for the whole fiscal year.
Oh, great.
So it's almost double.
Almost even
As
a-
long as Abington
Yeah.
has the.
Almost a better situation then than what we
Yeah,
had
well-
with the Brockton situation?
And there's a lot going on right now in the energy business in Massachusetts. There have been some major grants that have been awarded. One of those was to the city of Brockton to get an energy manager. They've never had one. And so that energy manager took a look at some of the options the city had with respect to these credits and advised them not to continue on. And when I can talk a little bit more about what those kinds of opportunities might be that even we might want to take advantage of. So net metering is one of those topics that you're going to be hearing a lot more of. Your town manager, interim town manager, and full-time, and I will be working very closely together on making sure that we take advantage of these opportunities, and we should be looking at a 20% discount on our electricity costs.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Procedurally, I'll try to dumb it down for myself. Brockton cuts us loose. How do we know Abington's available? Is that public record, or do you make phone calls, or how do we know?
There's a consultant that works with
Okay.
both of them.
Okay.
That's very well versed in these net metering contracts, and he is the one I work with. He manages all the credits through the utility, because all of this the utility is like a clearinghouse for this.
Okay.
And so his contacts there and his knowledge of the contracts that he's bringing to the table
Got it.
is critically important. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of what we're talking about here in fiscal year '25. The town of Halifax spent $1.117 million for electricity. We used 4.8 million kilowatt hours. If we were to contract this out and use these net metering credits, we would have saved $223,000. So this is very definitely worth our time.
Not too shabby.
For sure.
It's all right.
Yeah. Now, on that note, I'm going to talk a little bit about the energy efficiency project financing opportunity and how it works with net metering. So, if you were to decide to do a project, an energy efficiency project, say for example, a rooftop heat pump, rooftop unit project at the library, expensive, needs to be done, rooftop units at the library are failing. We currently have a Green Communities grant that we would like to pay for those, and we're waiting to hear from them. We don't know if we'll get that grant or not. However, if we were to decide to pursue that project anyway, and we were to go to National Grid and say, we want you to help us finance this. So National Grid has a program called on-bill repayment. And we would develop the project, cost savings, get all the engineering done. We would go to National Grid, we would say, how much do you have available that you can give us an incentive money to help buy down the cost of the project? And does this project meet your criteria for on-bill repayment? On-bill repayment is a 0% financing method where the utility says to you, well, let's suppose this project is $150,000 that you have to come up with to get it done after the incentives are applied. We could take that $150,000 and divide it into equal monthly payments and give you a number on your electric bill for that account, and you would pay it off over 60 months or 70 months or whatever. The way net metering credits work is any charge on your bill is eligible to be set off against a net metering credit. Any. So we could then go back to our friends in Abington and say, I think on this account we're going to buy a little bit more of those credits. And that's why Brockton has decided to pull out of this, because they have a new energy manager that knows how this works
How to
and said,
do it.
gee,
Gotcha.
why are you giving all these credits away? We can use this to finance all of this work that desperately needs to be done. There is no reason we can't do that. And in fact, I've been working with our engineer that has helped me develop all the Green Communities work that we've teed up here, and he thinks that there's quite a bit of that work that we might be able to put on bill repayment. So that's an option for us to explore.
And let's just say hypothetically, there's a town that may or may not be in MBTA compliance. It might not be eligible for certain green grants.
That's correct.
This would be a great opportunity for that town to use this program.
Absolutely.
To help offset the cost of things that normally we would get, or the town would get for green community stuff.
Absolutely. In fact, it was George who called me and said, hey, if we might not get the Green Communities Grant, let's look at on-bill repayment. And then we had the call from Abington at the same time. And so the building blocks are falling in place. So these are all opportunities for us.
Excellent.
Great.
Okay, and I don't know if everything will work out perfectly, but
No,
they
but
will
at least
certainly.
we have a plan.
Yeah. So this is all in our future.
Yeah.
Great.
I did want to talk a little bit about green communities. We have put our application in. We're waiting to hear from DOER. We've applied for $243,000 in projects, including controls at the library and the town hall, heat pump rooftop units at the library, which is one of my favorites. It's awfully comfortable in here right now, I'm just saying. And weatherization for the elementary school. He's hot.
This guy, I'm drowning over here with this guy. I don't know.
Big time, man.
I think he's
So-
sitting on money or something. Something's happening.
We'll see what happens. You never know. Okay, moving on. So I want to talk a little bit about Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant. We applied for this grant. It was a group of federal funding that was available. End of '24, I think, is when it came available. We applied for a grant to do a full-bore engineering study for the elementary school to see what energy efficiency projects could be done there, as well as any decarbonization projects, heat pump, electrification, that kind of thing. And we got the grant. It was $50,000, and we used it to hire a firm called B2Q Associates, probably one of the finest engineering firms with respect to their experience in decarbonization, and they are in the process of finalizing that report. So one of the things we will be doing shortly is sitting down with Joe Bliss from B2Q and our new interim town manager to look over that report, as well as Scott and anybody else who we can utilize that helps us from a mechanical point of view, to see how we feel about that study, whether it's complete, we want them to change anything or edit or whatever. So soon we'll be getting that engineering study, and we'll have to pay for it, and then we'll be reimbursed for that. That funding is secure. Initially, at the beginning of the year, after the change in administration, I was concerned about EECGB money. I know that the federal government said they froze those funds. However, they are all paying, every one of them. And Governor Haley said she would cover it anyway, even if.
Good.
So we're all good there. So that was a big relief. We had a utility-funded engineering study for the library done by Rise Engineering, and that report has already been submitted to us, and I believe part of that report was used to specify the rooftop units at the library. So we are using these reports. These are not just studies that we do and sit them on a bench. That doesn't happen. We use them to raise funds, to get project done, to shortcut engineering work, whatever it takes. I want to talk a little bit about green school grants. We did not apply for a round of funding for green school grants this year because we weren't ready. It was the first time that the Clean Energy Center made available these grants. They were for the implementation of decarbonization work at K through 12 schools in Massachusetts. I have to tell you, I have personally applied for 2 federal grants for decarbonization of K through 12 schools over the past 3 years, and I didn't get any money at all. However, I applied for a grant for the town of Stoughton for one of their schools for a decarbonization project. I asked for $3.2 million and I got $2.7. That grant came through last week, 2 weeks ago. I know they awarded $50 million as part of that grant funding. Wow. It would not surprise me if down the road there was more grant funding available for these kinds of projects for decarbonization, especially for K through 12 schools. These projects are very expensive. There's no way a municipality or a school system can absorb the cost of doing this themselves. So I can tell you that in preparation for the Stoughton grant, I started with an engineering study I did in 2023. That's how long it took me to get ready. This project will have an engineering study that we're finishing this year. So if those funding opportunities become available down the road, it's certainly my intent to make sure we're positioned well and that we will be able to apply for them, if possible. This particular round of funding focused very heavily on environmental justice populations. The town of Stoughton has every single one of their neighborhoods complies with low-income minority. So I think there's one little sliver up near Canton or something that doesn't. So I believe that did help them tremendously. However, the elementary school here in Halifax isn't an EJ community. So that's something that we will be potentially looking at down the road. I just wanted to let you know about that. We upped our aggregation. So our aggregation contract is the contract where we work with a consultant to aggregate our residential members of our community here in Halifax and try to secure a lower electricity cost for them. Back in the day when the utilities deregulated in 2020, or 2000, I guess, the Department of Public Utilities said in the rate case that they would not allow the utilities to hedge an electric price on behalf of residential customers. That's gambling with the ratepayer money. So that means they can secure an electric price for 6 months on behalf of their residential ratepayers and 3 on behalf of their commercial ratepayers. Well, when you have a low period and prices are low, you want to lock in a 3-year deal because that gives you a nice secure price. 2 years ago, our winter price for Eversource electricity was 34 cents for a few months. And that's the kind of thing we want to protect our residents from ever seeing. So these aggregations are a very good thing to do for our residential members of our community because it keeps them, especially our fixed income, lower income folks, from seeing these astronomically high prices. So our aggregation price when I came in working with Cody was 15.178. That will stay until end of November 25, and we were able to secure a price of 14.314. So our residential aggregation price is going to come down substantially. That starts in December of 25 and goes for 36 months. So I'm feeling really good about that. That doesn't mean that never over that 3 years will the utility rate drop even under for a month or two. We can't control that. But we can definitely protect our residents from really astronomically high prices. So that's good news. And then finally, I just want to talk a little bit about the level 3 EV charger that we have installed across the street. We finalized that project. I think the last time I was before you, I was telling you about us starting that project. That's completed, and I believe that charger and all of the components of what it costs to install it valued at over $400,000 at no charge to the town. So that was a win. And that's my report. Do you have any questions?
You've been busy.
Yeah, just a little. As far as projects here in the community, and maybe this is a question for Cody, well, for today, like our Thorndike project we have going, how much are we going to have Kathy involved to make sure that we're as green as we can be with that project?
With the new COA construction?
Correct.
Yeah, Kathy and I have had this conversation. She'll certainly be involved. If this were a typical building construction project, I'd say she'd be involved quite a bit because we want to be, look to be as green as possible. Maybe we do some battery storage, whatever.
Correct.
We are tight on this project.
Okay.
So we are not going to have the money to say put solar on. We'll certainly still have Kathy involved and see if there's incentives and things that she can look at.
Is it new construction?
Yeah.
There's very definitely incentives that we can get for new construction.
So
I can tell
she'll be
you,
involved.
new administration, new rules, new legislation. So there are no more tax credits for solar. After September, there are no tax credits for EVs. There is still tax credit money for geothermal. However, geothermal tends to be expensive and risky. So that's has to be the right fit. But those would be things that we would be taking into consideration for new construction. But with respect to new construction, there's very definitely incentives that I would be happy to work with you for.
Great. Anything else from the board? I will admit, Kathy, when Cody mentioned bringing you on, I wasn't completely aware of what your role was going to be. But like many things, Cody's makes a very well thought out and well prepared presentation. And I must say, you have been worth your weight in gold for
Thank you.
Halifax. You really have. As far as finding these efficiencies for us, finding us cost savings, trying to be as green as we can be as a community. It has been a perfect storm. So I'm
Good.
excited that you're having so much success and that you're ready to roll up the sleeves with our new administrator, whoever that may be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Besides, he's only a couple of towns away. We can always go pick his brain.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't let Kathy fool you. She's also the energy manager of Dartmouth.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't blame any community for not grabbing her. So, yeah. No, thank you, Kathy. Thanks
you,
for all your
Kathy.
work.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, and we are going to move down. That was A on your agenda. We're going to jump down, if we can, to J, and that is the possible appointment to the Town Administrator Search Committee. We have solicited talent bank forms from the public to see if folks would like to serve on the committee. I am happy to say that we've received 1, 2, 3, 4 from citizens at large. We also have one from Mr. Frank Johnston from the Finance Committee. And I guess the board has to just decide what we want our number to be, who we want on there. I know we had talked about having our town clerk, Sue Lawless, on there as well. The one thing I will say, and I know we have folks here tonight, the timeline, just so you guys know, it would be interviews as early as maybe the end of next week, and the week after, as far as getting the ball rolling. We would look to get your email tonight to get that over to our consultant that we're working with, and it's hitting the ground running. So if anybody has any sort of vacations or time you need off, you might want to think long and hard if you're going to be available or not, because in an ideal world, in talking with Bernie today, we would look to have a candidate close to in place by the beginning of the third week of August at the latest, just to give you guys a timeline on what we're looking at. So with that said, the board have any inclination as to what we want to do here?
In terms of candidates?
Sure. Go ahead, Tom. You want to go first?
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know the 4 candidates here listed. We have Sandra Nolan, Christine Healy, Dennis Carmen, and Mark Dillon. I think all 4 are fantastic. They're all involved in our communities. They all bring different things to the table. I think when you have committees like these, you want to have people with different strengths, different backgrounds, different things they bring. So I'm thinking a little bit out of the box here, and I don't know what the board thinks. I would be okay with nominating all 4, and then adding Frank, so that would be 5, and then Sue would be 6, our town clerk. And then you don't really want to have a committee with an even number of folks, because you guys will probably be taking votes, and you don't want to have, a 3-3 split. So I was maybe strong-arming a FinCom member out in the audience to see if Jim had any interest at all. I'm sorry, if Jim Walters had any interest at all in jumping in as well. So that would make 7, and that would be your odd number. So if there was any voting that you guys needed to do, it'd work out a little bit better. What are your thoughts, guys?
No problem with me, subject to Jim's approval or somebody's approval. I just have a hard time with people wanting to volunteer and then saying, no, we're not interested.
Correct.
People who want to put their time in, their effort in to better the town and as they see fit, I think that's worthy of applause and worthy of consideration. So I'm fine with approving all 4, subject to a 7th member being added, because I think 7 or odd is critical.
Makes sense.
So subject to that 7th member, I'm okay.
Okay. Anything, Bill? What do you think?
I'm fine with all 4 also, and 2 from the FinCom and Sue.
Yeah.
I think 7's a good number.
Great. Anybody, I see we have a lot of the folks here. Anybody have any scheduling conflicts, concerns? Obviously, the meetings will likely all be Zoom. You guys are familiar with Zoom, able to work on Zoom.
The interviews won't be Zoom.
You don't think the interview, I know last time we did,
It'll be in
That
person.
was COVID.
I think it'll be in
They're in
person.
person.
Okay.
Mine was in person.
yours was in person.
Yeah, Frank.
Yes, Mr. Johnston. Please identify
Frank
yourself.
Johnston, Elm Street.
Yep.
We did all of the meetings in Zoom last time, except for the in-person interviews were done in person. They were not done by
Right,
Zoom.
right.
But all the preparatory work, Sue had us, we did a closed meeting Zoom to review resumes, put them into different categories, things of that
Yes, yes.
nature.
Yep. No,
Okay.
that is correct. You guys did, I apologize. Your meetings were Zoom until you brought in the candidates.
Yes, and
those were
then
in
we
person.
Had our meetings with each of the candidates, narrowed it down, and had another meeting with the candidates, narrowed it down again, and we ended up with 5 or 6, and then one drop. I think we ended up with 4. We added one more just in case somebody dropped, and it actually somebody did, so we ended up with 4, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Christine, come on up. And identify yourself, please.
Hello, I am Christine Haley, Ridge Road. My question is, I do have a couple of out-of-town days planned.
Okay.
One is the week of the 20th to the 26th, but I will have access to, for a Zoom meeting, if that was going to be done that way. So I just wanted to make that clear now, that week, in the week of August 10th to the 17th, I will have access, but I won't be in Halifax, actually.
Okay. So your conflicts, Christine, are July 20th to the 26th? And August 10th to the 17th?
Yes. So do you have a thumbnail sketch of what you're when you'll be doing the in-person interviews?
I know you guys will start meeting, as I said, as early as the end of this week, beginning of next week. As far as the candidates go,
Probably the last 2 weeks of July.
probably the last week of July, beginning of first week of August.
That's fine.
that
That will
work?
work, yeah. I mean, I really want to be a part of this.
We'd
I
love
think
to have you.
I think I have something to bring to the table that
You
might be a little
absolutely do.
different. So I would
Yeah.
really like to participate.
It might be that sweet spot between the 26th
All
and
right,
that
I
second
just
week
wanted
of
to
August.
mention it in case there was a
Okay.
conflict.
No, I appreciate it.
And what happens if she's not able to participate in in-person interviews?
It's just the committee that's there.
Yeah.
The
So I
remaining,
think-
the remaining committee would vote, or would she vote even in absentia?
Well, I mean, she would vote on someone she didn't interview, so just on, she just wouldn't take part in the interview.
All right. So if you, go ahead, Bill. What do you have
Do
something?
we have any candidates yet that signed up?
I did talk with Bernie today. He says we have some good candidates so far. That was as much as I could squeeze out of him. But he did say so far that there are some good candidates that have submitted resumes, so I'm encouraged. But I will entertain a motion.
Well, do we have interest from? Oh, absolutely. From Jim?
Yeah.
I mean, we should ask
Jim
that
was just
first.
telling me earlier, he's been looking for something to do. He's been
Yeah, he's bored.
bored, so.
If we're gonna have the Waldorf, we need the Stadler next to him. All right, that's what we need. So, exactly, exactly. Brothers from other mothers. All right, cool. If you guys are okay, I'll entertain a motion to appoint Sandra Nolan, Christine Healy, Dennis Carmen, Mark Dillon, Frank Johnston, Jim Walters, and Sue Lawless to our Town Administrator Search Committee.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you guys so much for your
Thank you for
help.
volunteering.
All right.
Thank you.
And I know you guys submitted emails on your talent bank forms. I'm pretty sure we have them. I'm going to get them to the consultant tonight. You might even get an email with a poll asking you guys availabilities. So the scheduling will start probably as early as tonight to try to nail down a time that works for everybody. Okay?
Real quick, the consultant will send out like a poll email, wanting to know everybody's schedules.
Correct.
Their information.
Yep.
Any conflicts they may or may not have.
Sure.
And then he starts going from there.
Sure. And I know there's a charge out there that will describe what's expected from the committee, guys. One thing that I really want to drive home here, and probably the most important part of your committee, is keeping things anonymous. Because we will have candidates that are applying for this position that hold other positions currently. And if word gets out that they're looking here, that can create havoc in their home communities. So again, as much as it's killing you to tell your neighbor, you wait till you hear about this guy or this gal, please keep that to yourselves until at least, we've gotten through that process.
And that's part of his process is a confidentiality agreement you
Correct.
sign as well.
Correct.
We're using the same gentleman, Bernie, as last time?
We are.
Yeah,
Bernie
okay.
Lynch, yep.
Bernie Lynch, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
So
Now, how many people are going to narrow it down to?
it depends. I think you guys can kind of set that. If you think we have,
You guys really set that, you tell them at least, whatever your number is.
I would, whatever the board wants to do. I would almost defer. I mean, you guys will know these candidates better than we will at this point. So if you think we have 3 good ones, if you think we have 5 good ones, I don't know. Frank, what's your thoughts?
Frank, you done this before?
I know.
I learned a lot last time.
Yeah.
We chose 5 candidates last time. We finalized with 5 candidates, but we had a lot to pick from last time.
Sure.
And then one dropped, and we had 4 to present to the Board of Selectmen, and then it was up to the Board of Selectmen if they wanted to see the 3 or the 4, and I believe you chose the 4, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And to interview and whatnot, if I remember correctly.
Would the board be comfortable with a range? At least 3, no more than 5?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Something
People
like
will
that?
drop on you at the last minute, because something may come somewhere else. We found that out real quick.
Yeah.
Also, the more you nominate, the person who feels like an underdog might drop themselves out.
And that's what happened to us on the
Because
night.
you're exposed and made public when you're final candidate.
That's correct.
So,
That's correct.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to limit the purview of the search committee
Right.
too hard.
Right.
I would say as many candidates as you think you see fit up to X number. I would like to set a max. I mean, I don't think there's a need to grab 10 people here.
No, I think 5's, for whatever reason, 5's a max, to me personally.
I would say up to 5.
Yeah.
That would be my opinion.
And then I would think.
But at least 3.
At least 3. Yeah.
Yes, at least 3 and probably 4. And Bernie will have a lot of input into that like he did last time. He says, hey, we don't want to go up to this number. We don't want to be below this number either.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody drops, they get a job, or whatever it might be.
Right.
Sure.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Cool. Do you have any thoughts there?
No, I would just, I think I wouldn't go 5.
You would not?
No, if I were a finalist and I was told you're 1 of 5, I'd probably drop out. You know, because your chances, you're outing yourself now.
Right.
You're likely to have a job.
20% chance.
If you want to be a town administrator, you're likely to have a job. And unless you really need another job, why are you going to potentially make things not so great in your...
So what happens if we say 3, and then
I think you're
we
up
could
to 5.
add 4? Could we add a 4th and the 3rd drops out with a contingency, or
You can
no?
always do that, or you could say 4. You know, you can say 4. 4. You typically say 3 or 4. 5 is unusual.
Okay.
3 or 4 is very typical.
And that's what happened. We had 5 and 1 dropped, and we were down to 4. So,
We don't know how many we have.
but if we have 4 and 1 dropped, we're 3, that's still a good number to work
Three is
with.
a very
Three's a great number.
Right. Because it takes a lot of time.
Three's a great number. Just going
Yeah.
to say that again. 3
But
is
that,
a
you
great
know-
number.
That'll all be discussed and worked out, and the consultant will be involved, and, you know, a lot of thought goes into all that. Yeah.
But to clarify, we're not going to 4 or 5 or extending ourselves past what's qualified. We're looking for
Yeah.
qualified candidates up to a certain number.
Absolutely.
Not just maintaining a number just for
Yeah, that's not getting a number to get a number.
Sure.
Based on qualifications.
Yeah.
Right.
And we have some firecrackers on this committee. You guys will figure that out.
Yeah, and once
I
you
have
start
total
reading the
faith.
resumes and getting to know the person and all that, you figure it out pretty quick.
Yep.
Okay. So do we have to establish that tonight?
You probably want to give some sort of direction, yeah.
Okay. You want an official motion or just a?
No, I think as long as it's known, you know, what you're looking for. Because, like you said, they're going to be moving quick. They're going to be reviewing resumes hopefully next week, preliminary interviews the week after, and then potentially that same week or early the week after that, making recommendations to you. So they're
Yeah.
going to need to know how many they're going to be recommended.
I'd follow Cody's advice to stick to 4.
So
I'd stick 3 to 4. Based on Cody's
Okay.
advice, I would say 3 to 4.
Okay. Around, if you guys keep it to around 3 to 4.
If you have 5 outstanding, all equal candidates, okay, in my opinion. But if you can, and there's a separation or delineation, 3 to 4. That'd be my
Yeah.
opinion.
I'd be fine with that.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Any
Well, thank you
questions?
guys.
Any
Any
questions?
questions from the board or for the board at all? No? Wish you luck.
Thank you all again for volunteering.
Yes.
Thank you.
No pressure. The town of Halifax is counting on you.
Thanks for choosing us.
Oh, we wouldn't have chosen you if you weren't a good pick, so. Thank you. No, and seriously, that's the great thing about this committee we're putting together. You guys bring a lot of different things to the table, so looking forward to it. And you're free to stick around, otherwise you get to listen to us pay bills. It's up to you. Oh, thanks, Dennis. Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks, take care.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're going to jump back to the agenda here. Bill, do you want to jump on the approval of warrants and commitments?
Sure. I move to affirm approval of the following warrants. Payroll warrant number 119 for $334,704.24. Vendor warrant number 120 for $481,689.79. Withholding warrant number 121, for $111,770.57.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It passes unanimous.
I move to approve the following warrants and commitments. Vendor warrant number 123 for $111,096.41. Ambulance commitments for $29,093.60. Mobile home park fee number 7 for $5,160.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. All right, we'll move on to B here on the agenda. Kimberly Campbell, the farm at Ravenbrook, for live entertainment permits. As the board had a chance to take a look at the permits here, you can see the several days here. It's kind of like an Oktoberfest that she does over at the farm. It's a pretty good time. So we'd just be looking for, can we put them all together, Cody? Just
Yep,
read all the
that's
dates
fine.
out?
Yep.
All right, I would entertain a motion to approve the live entertainment permit for the farm at Ravenbrook for September 26, 2025, September 27th, 2025, October 3rd, 2025, October 4th, 2025, October 10th, 2025, October 11th, 2025, October 12th, 2025, October 17th, 2025, October 18th, 2025, October 24th, 2025, October 25th, 2025, October 31st, 2025, and November 1st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimous. All right, we have a road opening, 314 Plymouth Street. We have, I believe it's been signed off
Yeah.
on by all the parties involved.
Yeah, just do a contingent
Upon Steve Hayward's.
conservation.
Oh, yeah, and just...
And highway?
And no, just Steve Hayward's, to his satisfaction. There's just been some questions of how they're gonna repave the road that he's been going back and forth with them on.
Okay. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the road opening at 314 Plymouth Street contingent on the approval by Steve Hayward and by Conservation.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. Drug and alcohol policy. Cody, you want to walk us through that?
As part of, you may recall, we joined GATRA about over a year ago, I think, actually. And basically what that allows is we provide our transportation services through the COA, and we get reimbursed. So historically, our money was going, our state assessment went to the MBTA. The MBTA didn't provide any service to us. So what we did was we opted to reroute that money to GATRA, and we bill GATRA for the service that we provide anyways, and then they reimburse us. So it ends up being somewhere $40,000 to $50,000 a year of just revenue that we weren't getting before. But with that, we have to follow GATRA's recommendations and guidelines for our drivers. And so we need to have a drug and alcohol policy for our van drivers. So this is the board's adoption of the drug and alcohol policy.
Just a quick question. Do they hire the drivers?
No, we hire.
We hire the drivers.
We do.
Yep, there are employees. We have we have control. It's just a policy that we need to have in place for those drivers. We basically serve as a contractor to GATRA, where we do the work and bill them. It's a pretty standard. We got the template from GATRA themselves on what the policy is. It just goes into if there's suspicion-based testing, if there's an incident, such as an accident, they have to get tested within 2 hours of the incident. We pay for the testing, obviously.
Is this, just curious, Cody, is this drastically different than the policy we currently enforce?
We do not have a policy in place.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay. I'd say that's pretty drastic. That's the definition of drastic, yeah. So you had a question, yeah, Frank?
Frank Johnston, Elm Street. Are our van drivers under DOT licenses, commercial, for driving multi-passenger vans? They are not?
They're not under a DOT. No.
Because Federal Motor Carriers Association states that you have to have a drug and alcohol policy in place for those drivers, and that's probably what GATRA is referring to, which is a different type of drug and alcohol policy than normal.
Yeah, this policy was provided by GATRA.
Yeah, so are they following the DOT policy is what I was asking?
No, this is not a DOT policy.
Because because those involves randoms at that point.
Correct, this is,
This says randoms.
they are, sorry, they are.
Yep.
subject
So they're
to
probably
randoms.
following the DOT policy if it has randoms in there,
Yeah.
Yeah, they could be.
under federal motor carriers.
Yeah, they certainly could be. We were suggested to adopt a policy, and
Yeah.
we provided this template. But towns can adopt their own policies, and so, but we figured go with the one that they're recommending.
Yeah, because our policy has to meet their policy. And our provider can provide that type of drug screening that they're looking for.
Yeah, we have it done for our DOT drivers right now.
Yeah,
through
okay.
The highway department.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I looked through it, it all seems very reasonable, and again, if they're driving citizens of our community around as their occupation, I do think we need to have a drug and alcohol policy for them. So I would entertain a motion to accept the GATRA drug and alcohol policy that's submitted here in our paperwork.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, passes unanimous. All right, Cody, and that leads us into the contract?
Yeah, so this is just a renewal. The GASR contract is annual. This will be the third time that we are voting on this. Nothing has changed other than the dates of July 1st through June 30th. It allows us to just continue to bill GATRA for the services that we provide.
And nothing, as you say, nothing else of substance has changed
Nothing has
between
changed
the
at all
contract?
in the contract.
Okay. All right, I will entertain a motion to accept the fiscal year 26 GATRA contract as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, passes unanimous. All right, next up, line item transfers.
We have several line item transfers. As you know, the deadline to do prior fiscal year transfers is July 15th. So I will go through, read them, and if you have questions, we'll stop by after each one because there's quite a few here. So I think it makes sense to go take them one by one.
Sure.
The first is in the amount of $11,836 from the police salary account to the accountant salary account. And the reason for that is we just had to use a consultant throughout the year, and so we dipped into more of the that line item than anticipated due to the consultant.
Any questions on that one?
Which one is that one?
This
Police.
is
Page 15.
11,836 from police wages to accountant salary.
Yeah, makes sense.
Do you want us to approve these as we go, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Entertain a
I think
motion as we
take
go?
one at a time.
Yeah, all right. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve a line item transfer for $11,836 from the police salary account to the accountant's salary account.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, passes unanimous.
The next one here is in the amount of $89,576 from police wages to the group health insurance account. When we put together the health insurance budget, we take the prior year. We know what our increase will be prior to the budget. We put that forward. We did have some individuals add on to take on the health insurance this year, which is the biggest reason we feel that this occurred. Several of them were at the schools, and so you may recall we took on a few employees that were former Silver Lake that had the health insurance that resulted in some additional costs for the town.
So just to clarify, this, let me back up, I know we already voted, but this last one for the 836, that is in the current fiscal year?
No, that's what just ended on June 30th.
Okay, and is this the same? Because they're dated after the fiscal year started.
Yeah, that's fine. Because
Okay.
that's just when they were submitted, but they're
Yeah,
all
until
for
the
fiscal
15th.
25.
They're all,
For
okay,
July 1st,
For last year.
2024 through June 30th, 2025.
Which is why they need the line item transfer.
Basically, this is the accounts have gone negative. The end of the
No,
fiscal
no,
year
no, I
this year,
understand.
the
Yep,
accounts
no.
have gone negative, and we have to make them right, make them whole.
okay.
And again, Cody, your explanation on this one is that more people took the health insurance than was expected.
And can we count on the regular police force having personnel changes every year, or?
So that's where the money's coming from.
I understand that, so it's available now.
It will not, no, we have different accounts, so all of these will be different accounts. We look at the end of the year and see what's available to do transfers. This year is particularly high with the transfers. That is for a number of reasons, one of which is we're budgeting to the penny now because we don't have any fiscal flexibility, and so some of these things happen. And also, we need to really push our department heads to make sure that they are on top of their budgets, so we know about these things and we can try to counteract them. Because we are fortunate enough that we had, some accounts, but if things get tougher, we may not have these accounts.
Correct.
And this is why we need department heads to really stay on top of their accounts, because this could be a case of, you implement a spending freeze mid-fiscal
No,
year.
my comment was more that the police regular full-time has a pretty good balance.
Yeah, that's because we had several retirements and new officers
Right.
coming in. So that will not happen. Their budget decreased for the current fiscal year
Yeah, right.
because of that.
Okay.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for a line item transfer for $89,576 from police wages account to the group health insurance account.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
The next one is in the amount of $1,000 from the sick vacation buyout account to the treasurer collector salary. And this is just simply a budgeting error. When we approved the budget for fiscal '25, the treasurer collector is a certified collector, and per state law, she gets an extra $1,000 stipend, and we just didn't include that in the budget when we put the budget together last year.
All right, I'll make a motion for the line item transfer of I'll entertain a motion for a line item transfer of $1,000 for the sick vacation buyout account to the treasurer collector salary.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous.
The next one's in the amount of $329 from police wages to the retiree medical. This is just something we did not budget for in the, we didn't include a line item in this budget. So it started off as zero. We had $329 in expenses, so we had to cover it.
Okay, and this was again from police wages to
Retiree
retiree
medical.
medical. All right. I'll entertain a motion for a line item transfer of $329 from the police wages account to the retiree medical account.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous.
The next is in the amount of $4,700 from water supply to water insurance. This is just, insurance costs increased more than we projected for the water department. So when we put together our full insurance budget, we can look at last year's, what their breakdown was, and then whatever our increase is for our general insurance is what we apply to the water department. For whatever reason, could be valuations. For whatever reason, their insurance went up a little bit more.
Off topic but related, do we know, is there an update from Richmond Park after 2 weeks ago?
I do not have an update, no.
I'm going to set this one out.
What's that?
I'm going to set this one out.
Okay. This just needs majority? Or does this need a vote?
No, they'll just
Yeah.
need majority.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve a line item transfer of $4,700 from the water supply account to the water insurance account.
So moved.
And I will second it. All those in favor? Bill?
Aye.
Tom?
Abstain.
And myself is a yes.
The next one is in the amount of $9,893.55. This is from the snow and ice budget to the vehicle maintenance budget. This is a result of one of the large pieces of equipment. The tires were unsafe and needed to be replaced. I spoke with Mr. Hayward about this. Basically, it was something that was either going to need to get done right now or at the beginning of the next fiscal year. So I advised him to move forward with this.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the line item transfer of $9,893.35 from snow and ice budget account to the vehicle maintenance account.
55 cents. So moved.
Sorry, 55 cents. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous.
The next one is in the amount of $30,000 from Veterans Benefits account to data processing. There's several reasons for the overage here. One of them is basically just a miscalculation in the budget in regard to some of the software that resulted in $10,000. The next one was basically some storage credits. We ended up being charged an additional $10,000. And then the COA's internet increased by about, this says, a little more than $100 a month for an additional $1,400.
Anything from the board?
Seems like a big amount.
Does seem like a big amount.
It is. I think, the big thing I would push over the next year is accountability with the departments and making sure that people are staying on top of these things. Things happen, and that's fine, but what's unacceptable is when they come up kind of last minute. Every department should be on top of these things. That's part of being a manager, and if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be in the position. We shouldn't just be finding out about these things in June. Because again, I am concerned that you may get to a position next year where you don't have the funds,
to cover
in
it.
other accounts.
Sure.
And then you're in serious trouble. And that's why you need to stay on top of these things. I mean, one person in the town administrator can only do so much in checking these accounts regularly.
Sure.
But, and this goes back to, the payroll, the payroll that we found with the water department, right? One person can only do so much. They can't regularly check payroll. They can't regularly check every single bill, every single account. So the onus needs to be put and emphasized on your
And department
managers
heads
and your
and
department
managers.
heads, yeah.
Yep.
What is SOPHOS? Standard
So-
operating procedures?
SOFOS.
What is that?
It's basically, it's part of our technology that we use. It is a,
Sophos.
Okay. Some sort of technology software.
Jim,
package?
do you know what SOFOS is exactly?
It's a cloud-based forms software system. So it's software as a service.
Okay.
All right.
Can I just make a quick comment on that?
Sure, you just got to come up so we can hear it.
I have to do.
I'll give you 2. How's that?
That's great, thank you. Jim Walters, Orchard Circle. As someone who has spent over 30 years, or who had spent 30 years plus in the IT field, there's no reason this budget overrun should be as large as it is. And there's obviously controls that need to be put in place over the next fiscal year, especially as difficult as it's going to be. As part of the Finance Committee, this is, to me, is just, in my opinion, just fiscal mismanagement on the department head here. So I understand we have to pay our bills. The Finance Committee put a hold on it till we get more information, which we'll get next Monday, hopefully. That will include a list of all of our software's expiration dates, licenses, and fees, so we can stay on top of it moving forward. But, this, in my opinion, this should have never happened.
Is it worth, Cody, a refresher? I don't know, an email or something, a message from the board, just to remind them about this process and the importance of?
They know. They know.
Okay.
Everyone knows this process.
Okay. Is this more an isolated incident, you think, or more
I think
frequently throughout the different departments?
I think we need to just make sure that we're holding departments accountable. People need to understand that there's expectations, and there's implications if these things are not done, accurately.
Okay.
But everyone knows the process. So
So the finance department, finance committee held it. Are we similar here?
You'll
or-
have to have a special meeting on Monday or Tuesday next week. These have to be approved by July 15th per state law.
Do you want to wait and hear what the explanation is for FinCom before approving?
Well, just complicating things. I'm not available next week, so.
We don't need the whole board,
I mean,
do we?
for what it's worth, I don't want to say you have to approve this, but we're negative in the account. We
So it's really,
can't end the year negative.
so we can approve this, and it's incumbent upon
I think it's incumbent on the board.
the board, department heads, new town administrator, interim town administrator
To sit down and
Just-
this
okay.
is unacceptable. What happened here? And we need to make sure this never happens again.
Is this just one department?
This is just IT.
All right, let's go.
All right, so, I'm sorry to...
No,
No, I get you. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to move $30,000 from the Veterans Benefits account to the data processing account.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
The next is in the amount of $839.04 from sick vacation buyouts to health inspection services. This is the salary line for our health agent. And again, this was just a budgeting error. we put together a master payroll sheet every year for the budget, and I had the health inspector on a step lower than he should have been.
Okay.
So we just put in the wrong amount.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to transfer, a line item transfer of $839.04 from sick and vacation buyout to health inspection services.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous.
And last, we have $5,537.13 from custodial wages to town building preventative maintenance. This just says unexpected expenses. The Finance Committee did hold this one as well. I think they were just looking for more information. Unfortunately, I don't have that information for you.
Could you speak to why the custodial department didn't use much overtime?
We've just been trying to limit, overtime to when it's absolutely necessary.
Is this the mixed unit?
This is, yes, this is the facilities guys.
So this is the hours worked mixed unit contract that was honored by the building and maintenance department? That was not honored by other departments?
That is correct.
Thank you.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the line item transfer of $5,537.13 from the custodial wages account to the town building preventative maintenance account.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. All right, that was a lot of transfers. All right, we'll move down to G, which is the interim building commissioner contract.
Yes, so Joe Braga's contract expired on June 30th for interim building commissioner. This is just an extension. It can be terminated at any time by either party, but the extension is good through December 31st. That should give the town enough time to find a building commissioner, permanent commissioner.
And again, none of the guts are
Yep.
changed.
Everything is the same except for the dates, July 1st through December 31st.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the contract between Joseph Braga, and the town of Halifax.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. All right. Interim town administrator contract.
Yep, so this is just the contract with the interim town administrator, Robert Fennessy Jr. It's the term of July 9th through October 31st, I believe, up to 35 hours a week. He has an hourly pay in here and is not subject to any other benefits.
Everybody have a chance to look at it? You guys okay with that? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to accept the contract for the interim town administrator with the town of Halifax and Bob Fennessy.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous.
2 copies here for you to sign.
Okay. All right, down to I, animal control services contract with Precision Wildlife.
Yes, this one is, I sent it out earlier in the day. We had gone out to bid a couple of years ago on this. The contract expired on June 30th. So the provisions in the contract all remain the same. The only change is the increase, which it does increase by a couple $1,000s, but is within the budget of what we had budgeted at town meeting. Last year, we were able to hold them to no increase, so we did expect an increase this year. Okay. So the total amount is 31,000. Let's see.
I believe it's 31.2.
Yeah, that sounds about
31,200.
right. Yeah, $31,200.
Yeah.
Just a quick point of clarification. Animal control, is this our animal control officer?
Correct.
So this is the person that responded with a dog that we met with early in the year? This is a separate company?
Yeah, we contracted out.
We contract that out? So that person who appeared before us was the animal control officer or an employee of his company?
It's anyone within the company.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyone, we technically appoint Precision Wildlife as
Okay.
animal control.
And their company
That's what
provides
they do.
services
Yeah, they provide
within...
it to us, East Bridgewater, and
Okay.
Bridgewater as well now.
Okay.
Yep, it was a couple years ago at the request of our PD that we look into it.
No, yeah.
They were the current ACOs over in East Bridgewater. Seemed to be a good setup, a good operation, and then we brought them over here.
I was just digging around a little bit, and what I found wasn't what was here, so I was just making sure that it was the same. Okay. Okay.
All right, any questions?
Have we tried to go regional with any of the towns?
The chief had reached out to a couple other towns. I don't think this year, but last year, and there just wasn't an interest from a local community. Certainly something we can look at again in the future. But the communities that he had reached out to already had things in place, and they weren't looking to disrupt any of that.
And again, is this an annual contract, Cody,
It
or
is, correct.
just so, something to think about, we okay it this year, but.
We also included a opt-out in this contract, so if things change within the year, we can opt out.
At no penalty, or?
Correct.
Okay.
Just a month notice we need to provide.
Okay. All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the contract for animal control services with Precision Wildlife.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Passes unanimous. All right, we are down to old business. Cody Haddad's last town administrator's update.
Yes, so we have been working to fill several vacant positions with the help of Pam. Pam's been excellent in getting everyone on board and getting everything done that we need to. So our library director is starting on the 16th. Our assistant town accountant is starting on Monday. We have another offer out, I believe, for the administrative assistant in the assessor's office. So we're ramping up to kind of full capacity here. We had a nice employee cookout today. It was attended by about 30 employees. So appreciated everyone coming out there.
Did you just have to put the hot dog on the sidewalk? And then
Yeah, it was warm. It was very warm. And we're just working to close out the fiscal year. The board may recall one of the things that I'm going to go over when I meet with Bob on Thursday is making sure that we're closing out those accounts that the board had requested
Yes.
Previously. All those old capital accounts, so those will be closed out this fiscal year. I think you're seeing, just that'll help our free cash, but you're seeing, we're dipping into a lot of things that would have already been free cash. So I wouldn't, it's hard to tell. Revenues have stayed pretty consistent. They've been kind of on track with what we anticipated, but I would not anticipate another year of free cash like we had this year. We had a very healthy year of free cash. So that presents challenges in that you have several capital needs. And you're also already starting out the year $700,000 basically in the negative because you use free cash.
You warned us.
for
Yeah,
last
and
year.
rub it in. Go ahead.
No,
Yep.
just making sure that you guys are aware that's coming, and that's pretty much it. This is my last meeting in town, and I just want to say it's been a pleasure working with the three of you. It's been a pleasure working in the community. I think one of the things that makes Halifax so special is the support I've gotten in the past couple months. Residents I've never met before stop by my office, say hello, say thank you, don't know who they are. And so I think there's a vocal minority out there. And I remind the staff that it is just that, a vocal minority, because majority of the community it really is a great community. I was at Triad this morning and did a presentation, and about probably 40 people there, just very supportive. Halifax is a special place, and I'll be not too far in Dartmouth, but I look forward to kind of watching the success from afar. But it's been an honor kind of serving here, and I really appreciate it, the opportunity. I wish the community
I'd
well.
just like to thank you too. I know we kind of eulogized you at the beginning of the meeting, but I am a much better selectman because of your help. So I can't thank you enough. And as I said before, we were lucky to have you for the time that we did.
And I know I said a few words, Mr. Chair, earlier, but I just want to highlight one more thing. I'm not sure how many days it's been since the news came out that you were leaving. I'd like to commend you for what I would call keeping your head down. I don't feel there was any let up on the momentum or the work being done or the commitment to the town. Meetings attended late, texts, emails, correspondence never felt delayed. I know there was work being done behind the scenes, and it felt like it was business as usual, which I think is a testament to your work ethic and your character. It would have been easy at some point to just say, hey, I'm out, and go through the motions, and you never did that. So I just like to make that known, that it felt through and through like you were committed. So I just want that, be my last statement there.
Thank you. And we have no new updates on MBTA zoning.
All right.
Still not approved? We're good. Just checking.
So if we don't adjourn, you do have to stay? Is that the deal?
I don't think so. You got me until 7:30. That's my cutoff.
Oh, man. All right, anybody else got any more questions or anything? No? All right, well, begrudgingly, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimous. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor.
It's been great.